Hi everybody, welcome back to my channel. So today I'm actually going to talk about retainer care. So there are different types of retainers. There is a clear retainer, there is a hollow retainer, there is a wrap retainer, there's a permanent retainer. They all do basically the same thing. They retain your teeth to continue to be straight. Very important facts to know is you must wear the retainer. If it starts to feel too tight, that probably means your teeth are moving or shifting, and this can cause sore and achiness. A lot of the times when this happens, patients tend to not want to wear the retainer because it's uncomfortable. Taking Tylenol and ibuprofen to help move the teeth back in place, that will help. If it's to the point where it's too uncomfortable where Tylenol, ibuprofen won't help, then go see your orthodontist. Also, if the retainer is not fitting at all, go see your orthodontist. They could probably adjust the retainer. They can check and see maybe there is something wrong with the retainer. So there's many reasons why the retainer may not be able to fit. Most common reason is because the patient's not wearing the retainer, but it could also be maybe this is a bad retainer. Maybe the retainer's broken. Maybe the retainer needs to be adjusted a little bit more. So with the hollow retainers, that is a retainer that's made out of acrylic. It has like a wire bar going in the front. That kind of retainer can loosen up over time. So maybe following up with your orthodontist just to make some quick little adjustments so the retainer can fit tight again. That also helps. So I did want to show y'all real quick what my hollow retainer looks like. Looks like this. This is for the top. So for the top I wear a hollow retainer, and for the bottom I wear a clear one. I used to have a hollow retainer for the bottom, but then I lost it. So that's why I have a clear one now. But I did have a hollow retainer for the bottom and one for the top. So I have the one for the top. So this is what it looks like. This is what mine looks like, and I've had this one for years. I do keep mine very clean. I've seen some patients that have like little white stuff here, and that's like leftover, spit and other stuff. So just make sure you try to keep it clean, and you never want to take the retainer out by holding on these bars right here. So you can see the little bars. This is what's going to hold your front teeth right here to continue to stay straight and together. You always kind of want to pull through the back, just like right there. So I'm going to show y'all how I put in my retainer and how I take it out. So it's going to go like this. Put it in. And it's something cruising to do. Aww. Now it's in all the way. As you can see with the holly, it's super hard to talk with it on, and that's why patients don't really like it, which I completely agree. And to take it out, I'm gonna go in the back, and you just pull it out. So as you can see with the hollow retainer, it's really hard to talk with it in because this stuff right here, the acrylic, it's sitting on the palate, but I mean, you're only gonna wear it at night, so it's not a big deal. You can always ask your orthodontist for a clear one if you don't like the way it feels on the palate. So you have options. Also, the clear retainers, they don't really need adjustments as much, but they can get loose over time. Just like a pair of shoes. You can't wear the same pair of shoes every single day for the rest of your life. You eventually kind of have to get some new pair of shoes because they get wear and tear. So with the clear retainers, you do have to, maybe like 1 or 3 years replace them. It's hard to say because honestly, everyone is different. It really depends on the person. So if this person tends to grind their teeth, clench, that person is going to wear down the retainer more than a person who doesn't, clench or grind. So it just really depends on a person. Acrylic retainers tend to last a little bit longer, but not everybody likes to wear them. It sits on the palette, so you have acrylic laying on the palette, and a lot of patients don't like it because it makes them talk a little bit funny. Also, some people have a high gag reflex, so that's another reason why people don't really tend to like it. Some like to have both. They like to wear the clear one during the day and then the acrylic one at night. So everybody is different. And it really also depends on your orthodontist. So permanent retainers are great, but there are cons to it. One of the cons is that they can break, and a lot of times patients don't realize that the permanent retainer broke until teeth start to move and shift around, and they'll say, hey, I got a permanent retainer, I didn't, why are my teeth moving? So a lot of times it's because the retainer broke and teeth are starting now to move around. Positive thing about a permanent retainer is that the permanent retainer, it's bonded on the bottom 6 front teeth. You don't have to worry about putting a retainer in at night. So for example, right now I actually have a clear retainer. It's kind of hard to see. You could tell at the classic. So I like it. I honestly prefer that than a bonded wire. But some patients do need to get a bonded permanent retainer on the bottom. A lot of times what happens is that the 6 front teeth here, they tend to move more than the top teeth. And especially if you had extractions. Also, if whenever you first started treatment, if you had gaps or if the teeth were very inwards, where like the teeth were kind of like towards the back where the tongue is at, and then like 2 teeth are forward. It's kind of hard to say, but maybe I could put a picture that way y'all can see. I'll put the picture up here of what I'm referring to. So if your teeth kind of look like that in the beginning of treatment, then definitely get the permanent retainer in, because what's going to happen, your teeth are going to go back to where they were. They tend to have like a memory, so your teeth tend to want to like just wiggle its way back to what they were before. You can do a permanent retainer and you can do a clear retainer over it. So there's a lot of different, options that you can go with. Always get with your orthodontist and see what they recommend is best for you. Some patients did not brush very well while they were in treatment, and a lot of times maybe permanent retainers are not meant for them, just because with the permanent retainer you have to make sure you floss very well, and you have to go underneath the wire, and for each tooth that has the bonding on it, a lot of times patients don't tend to do that, so then they get it removed because of hygiene reasons. So you do have to be very consistent with flossing. Flossing is a hassle with it. So it's the same way like whenever you have braces, you have to floss underneath the wire. Same concept whenever you get the permanent retainer. So just make sure you floss and keep up with all your hygiene if you want to get that permanent retainer. A lot of times the patient, if they had bad hygiene, either the orthodontist say, you know what, now let's just do the clear retainer, or let's wait, get the cleaning done, and then get the clear retainer in. Gums do have to be healthy to be bonded on there, just because if gums are puffy and inflamed and bloody whenever we get the braces taken off, we're not able to bond permanent retainers on there because they probably won't stay that well. And you don't want it to fail. You want to get a good bonding on there the first time. But there's different ways and different options that you can go about with retainers. It's always great to ask those questions before you get your braces taken off, just because you want to get the information that you want, and you might not want a permanent retainer, you might not want a clear retainer. You want to see what's the best option for you. Let's see. Another thing is clear retainers. You can use antibacterial soap under cold water to keep it clean. You can use toothbrush and toothpaste. I hear a lot of orthodontists say that. Only thing about that is everybody has a different kind of toothpaste, so just really depends what kind of toothpaste you have. Sometimes you can make the retainer a little bit cloudy just because the toothpaste is a little bit more aggressive than the, antibacterial soap. Antibacterial soap will kill the bacteria, keep it clean, and it won't scratch the material. So that's usually what I recommend whenever I tell my patients how to clean a retainer. So I can show you actually how I take out my retainer. Basically what I do is I get my thumb and I go on this side and I pop it out. And to put it in, I just go like this. And it kind of just snaps in. I always want to slide my fingers all the way back to make sure it's seated all the way. So another way you can take out your retainer, you can go like up and work it. You never want to pull from the front teeth because all you're going to do is just cause pressure and discomfort to your front teeth. Also, you can accidentally break your retainer like that. So yeah. You can only have water while it's in. If you're going to have like soda, tea, coffee, etc., take your retainer out. When you talk with your retainer, sometimes it can affect your speech, kind of like now. I could talk a lot clearer without the retainer in. As you can see, my speech sounds a little bit different with the retainer in and then with the retainer not in. So but another thing is, once you get done wearing the retainer full time for 2 months, just depending what your orthodontist tells you, at least our orthodontist tells our patients, wear the retainer for full time for 2 months. After 2 months, you go to 9-10 wear, and it's only 9-10 wear, so you're only going to have to deal with the speech issue whenever you wear the retainer. It's only going to be a night. So yeah. Fun facts about retainers. If you have any questions, just put some comments below. Please don't forget to like and subscribe. This really helps and support my channel grow. If you like these videos about orthodontic care, about what it's like to be an orthodontic assistant, patient care, just let me know and I can make more fun, exciting, educational videos about orthodontic treatment. Thank you for watching. Truth be told.